Good evening, sir.
Yes, good morning.
So I like open flight close the camera for some time.
Yeah. You have any other class or something today at 11?
No, sir.
No, no. So what I'll do is I will take up to 12. Tomorrow I will not take a class. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So today I'll take 2 hours. Tomorrow I'll not. We'll continue with 3.4. We did just the first sum, no? 3.4.
Yes, sir.
We'll do the second one. Did you revise the theorem?
Yeah, sir.
Okay. Okay. In the second one, in this figure, angle RST is 56 degree. Segment PT, so RST, that means, if you see in the diagram, is this entire one. Okay, this is given as 56 degree. This is 56. Then PT is perpendicular to ray ST. So this line PT perpendicular to ray ST. Also, PR is perpendicular to ray SR. And segment PR is congruent to PT. So this and these two segments are congruent to each other. You have to find the measure of angle RSP. You have to find out this measure, RSP. Okay, this one. Do you understand the question? What is given and
Yes,
what you have
sir.
to find out? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, without solving it, can you tell me, just looking at the figure, can you tell me what should be angle RSP?
28 degrees.
How much?
28 degrees.
28. That is half of 56. Yeah, correct. Now, why can you say that way? In the question, it is given PR and PT are equal to each other. That is given in the question. Now, since PT and PR are equal to each other, that means SP, this ray SP, is an angle bisector. That means it bisects that angle 56. And hence, that is why you can say that angle RSP is half of 56, which makes it 28. So let's write it down. So first we'll say since PT is perpendicular Since PT is perpendicular to ST and PR is perpendicular to SR. Also, it is given segment PR is congruent to segment PT. This is given. Okay, these all three is given to you. Since because of this and by angle bisector theorem, okay, by angle bisector theorem, okay, by angle bisector theorem, what we can say, any point equidistant from the side, the second part 2.
Any point equidistant from the angle bisector using.
Yes. Any point equidistant okay, any point equidistant from sides of an angle is on the angle bisector. Okay, is on the, that was a converse, okay, is on the angle bisector. That means these two, PR and PT, are equal. That means point P is on the angle bisector. And therefore, you can say SP, segment SP is the angle bisector. Okay, segment SP is the angle bisector of angle RST. Okay, it is angle bisector of angle RST. So from here, finally, you can conclude that you have to find out angle RSP. So angle RSP, therefore, angle RSP will be half of angle RST. Okay, because it's the angle bisector. So the below one, that is RST, is this one. If you look at the figure, this one RST. So RST will be half of, sorry, RSP will be half of RST. I wrote down, this should be P here. RSP. RSP is half of RST. So this becomes half into 56. So this becomes angle RSP is equal to 28 degree. Is this clear? Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is just a way of writing it. Okay, you have to just write all the points involved. Okay, so write it down and let me know once you finish. Can you see the entire sum?
Yes, sir.
Okay, write it down. If you're not understanding any step, you can just ask me.
Done, sir.
Okay. In this question, in triangle PQR, PQ is 10 centimeters, QR is 12 centimeters, PR is 8 centimeters. You have to find which is the greatest side of the greatest and the smallest angle of the triangle. Okay, you have to find the greatest and the smallest angle. So let me just draw the diagram. So P, Q, R. Okay, so this is P, this is Q, this is R, PQ is 10, QR is 12, PR is 8. They are asking you to find out which is the greatest and the smallest angle of the triangle. Now you have done one theorem which says angle opposite to the greatest side is greater. Okay, so according to that, can you tell me which is the greatest side? First greatest side is 12. Okay, or largest side is
Then
12. And the angle opposite to QR is angle P. Yes?
which will be the biggest.
Yes, so angle P will be greater. You can write angle P will be the greatest angle. Greatest angle. And the smallest side is PR. And the angle which is opposite to PR is angle Q. You can say angle Q will be the smallest angle. Okay, angle Q will be the smallest angle. Okay, here you can give the reason by theorem. By theorem, angles opposite to the greatest side is greater and angle opposite to the smallest side is the smallest. Angle opposite to the smallest side, the smallest side is smallest. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, write it down. Draw the diagram also.
Done, sir.
What is going on in the school?
I think that tomorrow we'll have a maths lab, and tomorrow we'll have a maths lab. And on Tuesday we did not have maths lab because of holiday.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Let's do the fourth one. In triangle FAN, angle F is 80 degree, angle A is 40 degree. Again, you have to find the greatest and the smallest side of the triangle, and also you have to state the reason. Will you able to do this one
Yes.
right now? So I'll just draw the triangle. Now here you have to find the greatest side and the smallest side. Same theorem we have to use, okay, but converse of it. Suppose this is F, this is A, this is N. F is given 80 degree, A is given 40 degree. If A is 40, F is 80, how much will be N?
60 degrees.
60 degree. 60 degree. So now, which will be the greatest side?
A.
AN, and the smallest side?
F.
FN. Correct. Will you able to write this now?
Yes.
Okay, write it. State the reasons also properly. First, also write the step of finding this angle N.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, and give the reason, angle submeasure of a triangle.
Done, sir.
Show me. Show me the last line. Okay. Also, where you have used angle F plus angle A plus angle N equal to 180 degree, they write in the bracket, right, by angle some measure of a triangle.
Done, sir.
Okay, next you have to prove that an equilateral triangle is equiangular. What do you mean by equiangular?
All angles are equal.
Yes, all angles are equal is called equiangular. You have to prove this now, that in an equilateral triangle, all sides are equiangular. So, in the proof, first let us consider an equilateral triangle. Consider an equilateral triangle ABC. We'll consider an equilateral triangle, triangle ABC. So I'll just draw the figure. Okay, so this is an equilateral triangle ABC. Now, what is the property of an equilateral triangle? In an equilateral triangle, what happens? All three sides are equal.
Equal.
So you have side AB equal to AC equal to BC. Okay. Now, first thing, since AB is equal to BC, okay, AB is equal to BC, by the theorem, angles opposite to them will also be equal to each other. Now, which is the angle opposite to side AB?
B.
Hmm?
B. C. A. Angle A.
Angle opposite to side AB.
O. Yes. Then angle C.
Angle C. Which is
Which will be equal.
Which will be equal to the angle
All of
opposite to. I did mistake. First, I'm taking AB equal to BC. AB equal to BC, I'm taking first. Side opposite to AB is angle C, which is a sorry, angle opposite to side AB is angle C, which is the angle opposite to side BC,
Angle
angle A. So these two angles will be equal to each other. We name this as equation 1. After that, also, we know BC is equal to AC. BC and AC is equal, which is the angle opposite to side BC.
angle A.
Angle A, which is the angle opposite to side AC.
Angle B.
Angle B. Angle B. This you name it as equation number 2. Now from equation 1 and 2, we have angle C equal to angle A. And in from equation 2, angle A is equal to angle B. So all three of them are equal to each other. So you can say therefore an equilateral triangle is equiangular. An equilateral triangle is equiangular. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Here you have to write the reason. Angles. You remember what is the reason? Angle opposite to
Opposite to the biggest and the smallest side.
no. After that we did another one. Angles which are opposite to equal sides are equal to each other.
Are equal.
Okay, angles which are opposite to equal sides are equal. That reason you write here. Is this some clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, write it down.
Done, sir.
Okay. In this sum, you have to prove that if the bisector of angle BAC of triangle ABC is perpendicular to side BC. I'll repeat. If the bisector of angle BAC of triangle ABC is perpendicular to side BC, then you have to prove that triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle. Understand this with the help of this diagram. In triangle ABC, the bisector of angle BAC. So if BAC is here, then the bisector of angle BAC is perpendicular to side BC. Okay, this is perpendicular. You have to prove that this triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle. Now, one thing to note, since I'll start with the proof. In triangle ABC, I'll name this as D, okay? Segment AD is the bisector of angle BAC. This is given. Okay. AD is a bisector of angle BAC. This is given to you. Since it is a bisector, you have angle BAD congruent or equal to angle CAD. Is this clear? This you understood?
Yes, sir.
Now also, since segment AD is perpendicular to side BC, this is given, huh? AD perpendicular to side BC, this is given. So angle ADC, how much will it be? ADC, look in the figure.
Angle ADB.
No, how much it is? How much? What is the measure I'm asking? ADC, what is the measure?
ADC. 90.
Yeah. And angle ADB, how much will this be?
90 degrees.
90 degree. Both of them are equal to each other and both are 90 degree. Okay, wait, here I just did a mistake. Here I have to write in. We are looking at the two triangles. Okay, this triangle and this triangle. Triangle ADC and triangle ABC. We are looking at this triangle. Okay. So in this triangle, we have proved that two angles are equal to each other. So we can say two angles and 1 minute. One thing I missed. Okay, wait, before this, I missed one thing. This step has to be before this, huh? Here it has to be. Side AD is equal to side AD itself. It is a common side for both the triangles. Correct? Okay. Now you can say that triangle ADC will be congruent to angle ADB. By which test? Can you try to identify the test? See, here I have shown angle. After this step should be okay. Side, and here angle. So what will it be?
ASA.
Yes, ASA test. It will be ASA test. Okay, while you're writing, just be careful. Huh? First write this step, then write this step, and then this step. Okay? As I said, while writing, be careful. Okay, write this step first, then this, and then this. Okay? Got it? No? Okay.
So first we ask to solve, I have to write A then X.
Wait. I'll write it. I'll rewrite it. Wait. So here after this, write side AD equal to side AD. Here you write common side.
No, pick up his phone, man.
Common side.
Pick up his
Okay, now it's fine. So first the angle, then the side, and then this angle. Okay, so ASA test. Clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, since these two triangles are congruent to each other and they're congruent by ASA test, now what I had said when we were studying about congruency, when two triangles are congruent, all of their what? Okay. All of their something. When two triangles are congruent, all of their sides will be congruent to each other and all of their angles will be congruent to each other. So after this, you can directly say angle B is congruent to or equal to angle C. Angle B equal to angle C. Any other reason you can say? Corresponding angles of congruent triangles. Okay, corresponding angles of congruent triangles are equal to each other. So angle B is equal to angle C. Two angles are equal. That means angle B, look in the diagram, angle B and angle C are equal to each other. Now, since these two angles are equal to each other, sides opposite to them will also be equal, correct? So which is the side opposite to angle B?
AD.
Angle B. No, don't look at the perpendicular. Side, I said, side of the triangle. Side of this entire triangle. Don't look at the perpendicular now.
AC, sorry, AC.
AC. And which is the side opposite to angle C?
AB.
AB. So AC is side opposite to angle B and AB is side opposite to angle C. So these two sides are equal to each other. This and this sides are equal. Now, what do we call a triangle with two sides equal? What do we call a triangle when its two sides are equal? What is the name of that triangle?
Isosceles triangle.
Isosceles triangle. The two sides of triangle A, B, C are equal. Therefore, triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Go through the sum and write it down. Go through it first.
So, what is the full form of CACP?
What will? What?
Full form of CACP.
No, I can't understand.
Near the line ACP. Down.
Can you annotate and show? Write and show?
CACP.
No,
In the
I'm
sum,
not.
sir, in the sum.
No, I'm not getting.
In the sum, sir.
Which line?
Below by AFC test.
CACT, corresponding angles of congruent triangles.
Okay, sir.
Corresponding angles of congruent triangles.
Done, sir.
Okay, in this question, PR and PQ are congruent to each other. In this figure, in this triangle, PR and PQ are congruent to each other, these two sides. You have to show that segment PS is greater than segment PQ. Okay. Okay. So in this triangle, in triangle PRS, okay, in triangle PRS, look at angle PRS. What type of angle it is? Is it an acute angle or is it an obtuse angle?
Obtuse.
Obtuse angle. So angle PRS is an obtuse angle. Okay. So, and one thing you know that a triangle can have only one obtuse angle. Okay. Note, I'll write here note. A triangle can have only one obtuse angle. Okay, a triangle can have only one obtuse angle. That means if this is obtuse, this angle P and angle S will be acute. That means it will be less than angle R. Okay, I'll write it. That means angle PRS will be greater than angle RPS and angle PSR. Is this clear?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
That means, which is the side opposite to angle PRS?
PS.
PS. That means PS will be greater than, which is the side opposite to angle RPS? Which is the side opposite to angle RPS? Look, no, RPS means this angle here, and the side opposite to it is RS.
RS.
And which is the side opposite to angle PSR? That is this one.
PR.
PR. That means PS is greater than RS and PS is greater than PR. Did you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now for our proof, we don't need this, we require this. Now in the question, it is given PQ and PR are equal to each other. Okay, PQ is equal to PR. This is given. So here, in place of PR, substitute PQ. So PS greater than PQ. Understood?
No, sir, I don't understand.
In the question, it is given PQ and PR are equal. Segment PR and segment PQ is equal to each other. In the question, it is given. So here, instead of PR, I've just substituted PQ because both are equal to each other. And this is what we had to prove. PS greater than PQ is what we had to prove. See here. PS greater than PQ. Understood? Go through the sum from start to
Yes.
end. Go through the sum from start to end. And then if you're not understanding anything, you can ask me. Otherwise, write it down.
Done, sir.
In this triangle ABC, segment BAD is and segment BE are altitudes. Okay, that means they're perpendicular lines. AD and B are altitude. You have to prove that segment AD is congruent to segment BE. This you have to prove in this. Now look carefully, two triangles are formed in this. First, triangle ADB, that is this one, and then is triangle BEA. Okay, look at these two triangles. Triangle ADB and triangle BEA. Okay. Now in these two triangles, what can you see equal? What can you see equal? Can you see that angle?
They both are right angles.
Yes, that is angle ADB will be equal to angle BEA, both 90 degree. And that is given. Okay. Also, it is given in the question AE equal to BD. AE and BD are equal. This is given. Also, if you see in both the triangles, it has one common side. Which is a common side?
AB.
AB is a common side. Also, if you see, both are right angle triangles, and for both the right angle triangles, AB is the hypotenuse. So you can say that hypotenuse AB will be equal to hypotenuse AB. You can give your common side. So we have first said it is both are right angles. One side of both the right angles are equal, and the hypotenuse of both the right angle triangles are equal. So both these triangles will be congruent to each other by which test? By which test will it be congruent to each other?
Angle side angle.
Right angles. They are right angles. One side of both the right angles are equal, and hypotenuse is equal. So what test do we use?
Hypotenuse side.
Yes, hypotenuse side test. By hypotenuse side test. Now, two triangles are congruent to each other, and I've always told you when two triangles are congruent, all of their sides and all of their angles will be congruent to each other. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So in these two triangles, AD and BE will be congruent to each other. AD will be equal to BE. The reason, corresponding sides of congruent triangles are congruent. Did you understand this? AD and BE are the sides of those triangles. So both of them will be equal to each other. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Go through it and write it down.
So I finished.
And okay. Okay. Next concept is about similarity. You have already studied a concept of congruency. When are two triangles congruent? You know, two triangles will be congruent when all of their angles and all of their sides are equal. Then the two triangles are congruent to each other. The next concept that you have is concept of similarity. When are two objects similar? So I'll talk about the object first, and then we'll come to similarity of triangles. So in your book, there is this example given of this picture. Okay, this picture of the Taj Mahal is given. And then just besides it, there is the same picture, but there is something different. What is different in this two picture?
The size of the picture.
Yes, just the size. This is of the bigger size, and this picture is of the smaller size. But both of these pictures are the same. They are similar. It is a picture of the same thing, the picture of Taj Mahal. The only difference is a difference in size. If I take this picture and I put it on the original picture and I just increase the size. Okay, I just increase the size so it fits exactly onto it. So are you getting the concept of similarity? There will be
sir.
same but of different size. Understand this with the help of a triangle. So here, look at these two triangles. One triangle is big, one triangle is small in size. But if I take the smaller triangle and I put it on top of the bigger one and I just increase the size, it fits exactly onto each other. Okay, if it fits exactly, then you can say that these two triangles are similar, although different in size, but they will be similar to each other. Did you understand the concept of similarity?
Yes, sir.
Now, two triangles, just get the difference between congruence and similar. Okay, in congruence, all the sides, all the angles will be equal. But in similar, all angles will be equal, but sides will not be equal. Are you understanding? Angles will be equal, but sides will not be equal. If these two triangles, okay, these two triangles are similar to each other, this angle and this angle will be equal. This angle and this angle will be equal. This angle and this angle will be equal. But the sides will not be equal to each other. Sides will not be equal. But what we say is sides will be in proportion. Okay, sides will be in proportion for two similar triangles. For two congruent triangles, sides will be equal, angles will be equal. But for two similar triangles, angles will be equal to each other, but sides will be in proportion. By proportion, by sides will not be same, because obviously we know one is big, one is small. So length of the sides will be different. Okay, but they are corresponding to each other and hence they will be in proportion. Now, what do you mean by proportion? The ratios of the sides will be same. Ratio of the sides will be same. I'll name it and show you. Suppose if this is triangle ABC and this is triangle PQR. So that means AC is corresponding to side PR. So AC upon PR. AB is corresponding to side PQ. So AB upon PQ. And CB is corresponding to the side RQ. So CB upon RQ. So will be in same proportion means these three ratios will be equal to each other. This is the meaning of sides will be in proportion. If you understand this.
Yes, I understood.
Oh. So here is the definition. This is a simple definition of two triangles to be similar. So I'll draw a figure also. Okay, suppose this is triangle ABC. This is triangle PQR. So for ABC and PQR, if the angles are equal to each other, angle A equal to angle P, angle B equal to angle Q, and angle C equal to angle R. If these three angles are equal, and if the sides are in proportion, that means AB upon PQ is equal to BC upon PR, and that is equal to AC upon PR equal to BC upon QR. Okay, these sides are in proportion. Then we say that triangle ABC, this is a symbol for similar to triangle PQR. Is this clear? Mark this definition
Yes.
in your textbook. Mark it as important. Mark it with pencil. Mark it in your textbook.
Done.
So if two triangles are similar, ABC similar to PQR, okay, if two triangles are similar, then you should know that angles will be equal and sides will be in proportion. So if you write something like this, looking at this, you should be able to write the sides which are in proportion. So looking at this triangle, you can say AB, that is this, upon PQ, that is this, should be equal to BC upon QR, equal to AC upon PR. Is this clear? So given two triangles similar to each other, these will be their corresponding sides which are in proportion.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Okay, let's come to the exercise now. We'll start with 3.5 itself. In this, the first sum, if triangle XYZ is similar to triangle LMN, write the corresponding angles of the two triangles and also write the ratios of the corresponding sides. So triangle XYZ similar to triangle LMN. First, you have to write their corresponding angles. Okay, so first angle X will be equal or congruent to angle L. Then angle Y will be congruent to angle M. And angle Z will be congruent to angle N, or equal, congruent or equal. Did you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now can you tell me their corresponding sides which will be in proportion, how to write it?
XY and LM
Upon LM equal
YZ and MN
upon MN equal to
XZ upon LN.
LN. That's it. This is only what you had to write in this. Write down this in your notebook.
Answer.
Okay, let's do the second one. In this triangle XYZ, the length of XZ is 4, length of YZ is 6, and XZ is 5. And they are saying XYZ is similar to PQR. And length of PQ is given you have to find the length of the remaining sides of PQR. Okay, let's do the question first. It is given triangle XYZ similar to triangle PQR. Okay, this is given. They are similar to each other. If they are similar to each other, sides will be in proportion. So you have XY upon PQ equal to YZ upon QR equal to XZ upon PR. Now substitute all the values that are given to you. XY is 4, PQ is 8, YZ is 6, QR you have to find out, XZ is 5, PR also you have to find out. Do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now just look at the first two ratios. Just take the first two ratios. So you have 4 upon 8 equal to 6 upon QR. To find the length of QR, do cross multiplication here. Or you can directly do like this. 8 into 6 divided by 4. So QR will be equal to 8 into 6 divided by 4. Did you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So 4 ones are 4, 4 twos are 8. So QR is 2 into 6, that is 12. Okay. Now, to find out PR, you take the first and the last ratio. 4 upon 8 equal to 5 upon PR. Okay, this has to be PR. Upon PR. Same thing, do cross multiplication here. So you have PR is equal to this 8 into 5 divided by 4. So 4 ones are 4 twos are 8. And you have 2 into 5, which is 10. The length of PR is equal to 10. Did you understand this? Write it, go through the sum and write it down. If you have any doubts, then you can ask me if you have not understood any step.
Done. Done.
Okay. Question 3 of this, can you do it for homework? It says, draw a sketch of a pair of similar triangles, label them, show their corresponding angles by the same signs, show the length of the corresponding sides by numbers in proportion.
Okay, sir.
The numbers that means the length of the two triangles that you select. Okay, they have to be in proportion. Getting it? Like for example, I'll show you one example. If you see these, so you can take one triangle to be of length 4, 8, and 6, and the other triangle you can take to be of length 2, 4, and 3. Divide them both, all you will get the same ratios, same ratio you'll get 2, 2, 2. That means these all are equal to each other. Fine. Okay. So this was the last exercise of 3.5. After this, we just have problem set. Okay, so from problem set, I'll give you, okay, so let us discuss the MCQs. If two sides of a, yeah.
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Okay, so in this first MCQ, if two sides of a triangle are 5 centimeters and 1.5 centimeters, then the length of the third side cannot be. What it cannot be? Now you have learned the triangle inequality. What triangle inequality says? You add any two sides of a triangle, it has to be greater than the third side. Okay. So suppose if it is 5, 1.5 and 3.7. Okay, suppose if it is option A, then you add 5 plus 1.5, you get 6.5, which is greater than 3.7. You add 1.5 plus 3.7, this will be 5.2, which is greater than which is greater than 5. Or you add 5 plus 3.7, which is 8.7, again greater than 1.5. So this can be the answer, but they are asking which cannot be. Okay, so if check for the second one, 5 and 1.5 and 4.1. Did you understand this? Why?
Yes, I understood, sir.
Okay, let's check for the second one, 4.1. So you add 5 plus 1.5. This is 6.5, greater than the third side, 4.1. You add 5.
I think it will be 3.4.
3.4, no? Let's check it. This is 9.1, which is greater than 1.5, and 1.5 plus 4.1 will be 5.6, which is again greater than 5. Okay, let's check for 3.4. 5, 1.5 and 3.4. So you add 5 plus 1.5, which is 6.5, greater than the third side, 3.4. You take 1.5 plus 3.4, which is 34.9, and the third side is 5. So this is not greater than 5. So you see, so that's why this is the answer. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, second one, can you answer? In triangle PQR, angle R is greater than Q. If you want, you can write the diagram.
Then PQ greater than PR.
PQ greater than PQR. PQ is greater than PR, correct, B. And third one, so this is T, P, Q. T is 65 degree, P is 95 degree. How much will be Q then?
20 degrees.
20 degree. So can you tell me now which will be the greatest side?
Right. PQ.
TQ. Then after
Then
TQ,
PQ.
PQ.
Then PQ.
PQ greater than TP. So which matches? Which one matches? Or I can just write this TP less than PQ less than TQ. B matches, no? This does not matches. This also does not match. So it's just B. Yes or no? Any mistake? Yeah, 2 is correct. What happened?
No, sir, no, sir.
All right, now. See, this is just the reverse of this, huh? This, what I wrote, it's just a reverse of this.
Yeah, I was just checking if
Okay, so B is the correct option here. Okay, now we'll stop here. I want you to do sum number 2, 3, and 4 for homework of the problem set 2, 3, and 4.
okay, sir.
Okay. Rest all we'll do later. So we'll stop here. So tomorrow I'll not take a class.